Hello everyone, it's Jake, and today I'll be doing my first part of my YouTube series, how to create a Discord bot from scratch using discord.js. Now, for this, all you need is a Discord account and Node.js installed. So if you already had Node.js installed from my previous Vue tutorial, you should be all fine. But make sure you have the LTS, because a lot of our functions require the latest version of Node. Now that you have Node installed, make sure you also have a Discord server. It doesn't have to be just a blank template like this one. You can add it to your existing server. But just make sure if you're going to add the bot, you need to have administrator permissions. So make sure you're an admin or you have authorization to add the bot. Now, let's actually create our bot application. So we can just go to discord.com/developers. And from here, navigate to the top right and click new application. And here's the application name. So I'll just do YouTube series bot, just as an example name. And we haven't actually created the bot application. So by doing that, we go here and build a bot, and yes. So by default, it's not a bot, but now we've made it a bot. Now we need the token to actually log into the bot. So click here to reveal, and then copy it. You don't have to click here to reveal. You can just copy it, but this is the token to log into mine. I'm going to regenerate this after the tutorial, of course, because you never want to give this out to people. If someone has this string, they have full access to your bot no matter what. So if your bot ever gets hacked, always regenerate a new one. Now, I'm just going to copy this to a new window, just so it's nice and handy. And now we're actually going to invite the bot to our server. So navigate to OAuth 2. And we want to select bot from here. And we want to give it administrative permissions. We won't really need it, but if you don't trust the bot having these permissions, just give it send messages, embed links, attach files, and that's pretty much all the bot needs, but I'm just going to use administrator just in case. So let's just navigate to this URL and add it to my test server. Yep. And we have to do a captcha, and after this, we should be fine to add it. Just quickly fill this out. There we go, nice and fast. Authorized, yep, close out of this, you don't need to use that again. And there we go. Look at that, our bot's been added to the server. Obviously it's offline because we haven't added any code, we haven't added any logic, so it's expected to be offline. But that's what we're going to do now, so let's get onto it. So I'm just going to create a new folder for my bot. I'll just call it Jake Harris YouTube series bot. Make it nice and simple. Just open the window of the folder here, and let's create a new command prompt or terminal on Mac at the folder. And if somehow you can't get this to work, you can just use cd space the file path of wherever your bot folder is. And now that we've done that, we need to create a package.json file. And what this will do, it will store information about our bot and all the packages we use. So to do that, make sure you have Node.js installed, of course. But you just run this, npm space init, and the name of our app or our package, we'll just leave it as a default, version default, description, my Discord bot for YouTube. You can put it to whatever you want. Entry point. So this will be the file that all the bot's code will be handled in. I don't like the name index, so I'm just going to change it to bot.js. I like that. Test command, just click enter. We can leave that empty, leave this empty, leave this empty. Author, I'm going to put my name, license, yep. And everything's okay, yes. So there we go. As you can see, our package.json file has been created. And now all we need to do is create another file actually, because we need to, so we're going to put it as config.json, and this will be using our bot to put the command prefix and our token to log in, just to make the code a lot more clean and easier to edit in the future. Now we can install Discord.js. So just do npm space I meaning installed, and then discord.js. This won't take long. Yeah, there we go. And another library that we're going to use is pretty.ms. So npm I pretty-ms, like that. Pretty.ms we're going to be using for the uptime. So that's going to tell the person doing the command how long our bot's been online for, and it's going to put it as a human readable string. And that's what we want. So we actually haven't created the bot file, so let's just do that as well. Touch bot.js, and there we go. Leave your command prompt or terminal window open, because we're going to need to run the bot through here. But I'm just going to clear it since it's kind of messy. And there we go. So now let's go to Visual Studio Code, and let's open the folder. And now we can start developing the bot. So add it to workspace, and there we go. Let's start with the config first. So here we go. Open it with a curly brace like that, and we're going to do our token first. So we can just copy and paste it from, I left it here, so yeah. I'll just paste it right there. And now we're going to do a comma because we want one more value, and it's going to be prefix. And I'll just leave it as an exclamation mark. I know it's pretty generic, but I'll just leave it as that. And the prefix will be what you need to put before the command for the bot to actually know that you're typing a command. And you can easily change it. All you have to do if you want to change it is just edit one little value here. And I'll demonstrate that later. Now we can actually code our bot. So let's go to the bot.js and let's define the packages first. So we want our Discord package, and we want it to require discord.js. Make sure you get all the case. It's case sensitive. So client. So we want our Discord client. So this is going to construct our Discord client, and we want our config. So we want our config file registered. So we got config.json. There we go. And we want pretty ms. So these are all the packages we've been using, and I've already explained, and we've already installed them too. So that's great. Now we're gonna log something, right? So once the bot is online, it's gonna log it in console. So by doing that, we can do client once, and we're doing once because we only want to do it once, and ready, because that means when the application is ready, and we're gonna do a comma. We're gonna open that, and then we're gonna do arrow, and then that. Now we're gonna put console.log. And let's write bot is online, and let's put logged in as, and we're going to concatenate the string and put let's put the name end tag of our bot. So by doing that, we can do client, which we defined up here, dot user, and then tag means the name with hashtag and then the number for Discord. And let's put our prefix too, just in case someone changes it and we want to know what it is. Let's just insert the prefix here too. So we can do \n. This means new line, so this will put it on a new line, because by having all this on one line, it looks kind of strange. So we want to do that. So command prefix, and let's concatenate again, and we'll do config.prefix. So it will look here. This is our config, and then prefix. It will just fetch this. So there we go. And now we have to actually log into our bot. So by doing that, it's very easy. Client.login config.token. And there we go. Although it's very simple as of yet, it should be working. So let's do a node. Node will initialize it. Node.bot.js. And yeah, look at that. Bot is online, logged in as. There we go. Command prefix, exclamation mark. And there we go. Obviously, it's not going to do anything yet because we haven't programmed any of the commands. But before we do any of the commands, let's make it have a status. So I know everyone knows what statuses are. It shows below your name, what you're doing. And let's add a fancy little status. So when the bot's ready, we're going to add to the user activity. So we can do it by doing this. And then let's make it, I want to make something cool. So I'm going to do Jake code. And this might look weird because it's like playing Jake code. What does that mean? Well, we can actually set the type we want. So instead of playing, I'm going to make the type of it watching. So this will just say watching Jake code. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's say this. So the bot won't update because we need to rerun it. So we can do Control-C, and that will terminate it. Node.js. There we go. And look at that. Watching Jake code. If you just want it to say playing, you can just get rid of this. There's also listening, and I think that's it. I think it's playing, watching, listening. Oh, and streaming too. But you can research that further if you want. But it's not a big deal. It's a very basic thing. Okay, now before we end the video, we need to obviously add commands and our command handler. Otherwise, what's the point of this video? Am I right? So by doing that, we can register this. And we can do, so when someone message, and we're going to store it as this variable message, and just like that. We're going to add some security first, or some validation, I should say. So if the message that the person does, so if the content of the message that the user writes doesn't start with the prefix that we defined, then all we're going to do is just return like that. So this will make it not do anything when someone hasn't actually wrote the prefix that we defined. And actually, we're going to add to this. So not only are we going to check for that, we're going to do these 2 lines. This means or. And we're going to make it if the message author, so the person writing the message, is the bot. And the reason we're going to do this is because we want to prevent something called bot inception. I'm not going to go over a lot of what it means, but basically, if another bot has the same command as your bot, they will have an infinite loop, and it's bad. Basically, you can research it further, but bot inception is really bad, and the easiest way of patching it is by just writing that. But yeah, so now let's get to how the command's actually going to be handled. So actually, before we do anything else, I forgot to add something to the data validation rules. We're going to also check if the type of channel that the person is messaging equals DM, then return as well. We don't want people DMing the bot. It's not a good practice. We only want the bot to be used in the server it's in. So yeah, there's all our data validation rules, and they're all very important. Now, we're going to define how the command is actually handled. So, args. Args means the second part of the message, so after the command. And what we're going to write for this is message content, so what the person wrote, and then slice it by how long the prefix is. And then after that, we're going to trim it and split it with +g, with regex. Just like that. Might look a bit confusing, I know, but it's a good practice, and it'll keep our bot running well. And now for the command, we're going to use args, and we're going to shift it and use 2 lowercase. This will mean that our commands aren't case sensitive, which is good, because the user could have caps lock, it's a good practice for it to be like that. And now we can use a switch statement, as in my opinion it's the cleanest, because I know a lot of people do if command equals so and so, but I think a switch statement's more clean in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure it's actually faster too. But yeah, we're just going to use this, and then like that, and we're going to use case, and let's just get started with ping. So this will be our ping command. So this is literally the only thing you have to do to define a command. It's very easy. So let's do send a message in the channel that the user typed the command in, and that message is going to be the ping pong emoji, and it will just say pong, and let's just put the ping is we're going to put one of these so that the message will be in a special format. We'll surround them in those, and math.round client.websocket.ping. So this will tell us what the ping of the bot is, and make sure you add break, just like that. This will say that the command's been handled and we're done with the ping command. So let's test. So let's save our file. Let's do Control S in the terminal window, rerun the bot, and there we go. So let's type !ping. Look at that. Your ping is 213. I should probably add milliseconds to the end of this, because it's like people are going to be like 213 what? So it would only make sense to do that. So let's go back. Yeah, there we go. And let's just type ping without the prefix, and as you can see, it just returns. And let's also try to DM the bot. Nothing happens, that's good. And there we go. And let's try caps lock as well. Yep, let's try all different cases. Look at that, very nice. Now let's try changing the prefix. So let's make it in just a question mark, just like Dinobot. So let's make it a question mark. So exclamation mark ping should no longer work. There we go, that's good. And now question mark should work. There we go. And I'm actually going to keep the prefix as question mark. I think it looks nice. So before we wrap up the video, let's add a few more commands as it's kind of bland right now. So let's add a what is a lot of bot have? I know a lot of bots have like a flip coin command, and that's really easy to do. So let's just do that. So flip, and we're gonna set the number. So we're gonna store the number, and all it is, it's gonna round a random number. So before we continue, math.random generates a number from 0 to 1. As you can see, it returns a pseudorandom number from 0 and 1. And math round, so if it's 0.5, it will go to 1, otherwise it will go to 0. So this is the best way of checking between 0 and 1. And now, because we're going to use that for our flip command, because 0 is going to be heads, and 1 is going to be tails. So we're going to do, if the number equals 0, then we're going to send a message in the channel that the command was handled in, and we're just going to write heads. And otherwise, if it wasn't, then we're just going to do message channel send tails. And there we go. This is a ternary operator. So essentially, the question mark here and the colon here is the same thing as writing if num equals 0 and then else do something. So this is just a shorter way of writing it. It's much cleaner because we don't really need to use an if statement for this because we're only returning simple things. And we're going to break, of course. So let's try this now. Let's just clear this. Now, Node.js. There we go. It should be running. Now, flip, heads, flip, tails, flip, heads, flip, tails. Yep. It's working. As you can see, it's working. There we go. No problems. And let's see if ping still works. Yep. Yeah, there we go. It was a bit slow, but yeah, there we go. So, another command that I was talking about earlier was uptime, and this is what we use the prettyms package for. So let's quickly add this. So just uptime, and this is gonna be a very simple command right here. We're just gonna send a message in the channel, and all we're gonna send is prettyms, and we're gonna wrap that in client.uptime. And the whole reason we're using prettyms is because client uptime returns milliseconds. So it will be a lot of numbers, and you can't really read that as a human. So prettyms converts that into like 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second, that kind of format. So much easier to read. Now we're going to break, of course. Now let's close this, go back. It's halted here a bit. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. And now we're going to use uptime. It should only be a few seconds. Yeah, 5.9 seconds, because we haven't had the bot running for that long. Check the ping. Yep, uptime again. 13, 15, 17, 18.4. You get the idea. So it just tells you how long the bot's been online for. Okay. And obviously, we're missing one very important command. And it's included with every bot. And that's the help command. Because we need to add help, because how else will people know what commands to use and whatnot? So we're just going to define help. And this is going to be very simple. Very, very simple. I know with more advanced Discord bot tutorials, they use module exports. And for help, they just write like what the command does and whatnot. But like I said, this is just a very, very simple Discord bot tutorial with good data validation and whatnot. So we're not going to go too advanced, and we're just going to make it return a message in the channel. I know it's not the cleanest code, but for this tutorial, it does the job. So we're just going to put config.prefix and then just the command name. So ping and then flip and new line, so \n and then uptime. And we want to put config.prefix because oh sorry, what am I doing? I'm not thinking straight again. And we want to put config prefix because not everyone's going to have the same prefix for their bot, so we want to make sure it prints it there. So there we go. So let's check it now. Oh, whoops, I forgot to add break. Oops, that's not good. There we go. So let's run it now. There we go. And let's run help. Yep, here are the commands. Ping, up, flip, and uptime. So let's flip a coin, heads, uptime, 9 seconds, ping. Yeah, around the same. Alright, so there we go, guys. There's our really basic Discord bot. And before we go, I'll just change the prefix one more time. Let's just change it to a semicolon. And it'll help. And yeah, look. So up here, yep, it was our old prefix, and there we go. And if we do ping, it shouldn't work. Yep, that's correct. And then ping with the new prefix. There we go. So our prefix is working all good as well. That's really good. Alright. Well, I hope none of this was confusing. If you have any questions, queries, anything, concerns, anything, just put it in the comments. I read them all the time, and I'm still learning too. So the code's not 100% perfect. But in my opinion, I think this code's really clean. Maybe except for the help command. You can probably do that a better way. But yeah, besides that, everything's really clean here. And yeah, thank you for sticking around till now. Thank you for watching my first part of this series. I really hope you enjoyed. I really hope you learned something as well. And I'll see you in the next tutorial, which will be more advanced commands. We'll use some APIs too. And I'm thinking I'm thinking of more advanced stuff for our next part. But yeah, leave some good comments, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.